How's it going, gamers? Luis here from GvnStream, and a while ago I made a video on my top 10 favorite games for the Nintendo Wii, and a lot of you guys in the GvnStream fam really enjoyed that video. You guys asked me to make more videos like that for other platforms like the PS3, the 360, the PSP, and the DS, and so I'm going to continue that trend with my top 5 favorite games for the Nintendo DS. Now keep in mind these are games I played before and really enjoyed. I haven't played every single DS game ever made, even the ones that are critically acclaimed. I haven't played every single one of them, so if your favorite DS game isn't on this list, let me know in the comment section below, not by yelling at me, but by telling me about your game, telling me why I should be playing this game, why it's your favorite game of all time, and that way we learn about more video games and we keep playing them. So with that said, here are my 5 personal favorite DS games of all time, and games I would highly recommend to you guys. New Super Mario Bros. Was a reimagining of the Super Mario Bros. Series. It was the first time the Super Mario Bros. Series got a major revamp since its release on the Super Nintendo with Super Mario World. New Super Mario Bros. Also introduced some new power-ups, like the Super Mushroom that made Mario so big he could literally destroy the entire stage just by walking forward. The new blue shell also allowed Mario to withdraw himself inside of a shell in the form of protection as he runs forward. And finally, the mini mushroom was just about that, something that made you mini. New Super Mario Bros. Kept the gameplay simple as always, but it still found a way to revamp the formula that we all know and love today. There was even a collection of minigames within the cartridge itself that were really fun to me as a kid. I remember playing those minigames on very long road trips. They just really caught my attention and they're really enjoyable. I have so many great memories with Mario Kart DS. Sure, nowadays it's not the most amazing Mario Kart game, as Nintendo has greatly improved upon the formula with the release of Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. However, I have so many great memories of me playing Mario Kart DS with my friends in elementary school, to the point of us actually playing it during class itself and almost getting caught. Mario Kart DS was one of the first games where I actually played with a ton of my friends all at once. When it was released back in 2005, online gaming wasn't that much of a thing for me, so it was really awesome to be able to play with up to 8 of my friends all at once. Even those that didn't have a copy of the game, those who had to play through DS Download Play, which, you know who you were. You were a shy guy. Overall, it was just a really fun kart racer and something I would recommend to anyone that ever owned a Nintendo DS. I remember even playing it back my senior year of high school, which was like 2 years ago, when we were just done with school and we were just pretty much going to high school just to kill time at that point, just to graduate. I would take multiple DSs and so would my friends, and we would all play Mario Kart, even those who didn't have the game. Shy guys. Kingdom Hearts 358/2 Days is an awesome little RPG for the Nintendo DS. As many of you guys probably know by now, I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and 358/2 Days tells the story of one of my favorite characters, Roxas. The plot focuses on Roxas' time in Organization 13 before the events of Kingdom Hearts 2, and his relationship with his best friend Axel and a mysterious new member named Xion. The game really focuses on sort of like finding your place in this world or your purpose in the world, along with the connections or relationships with friends, both good and bad. It's really a touching tale that I would really recommend you play, although you might be a little lost if you jump into 358/2 Days right away. You might want to learn at least some of the lore of Kingdom Hearts or play some of the previous entries before jumping into this game. Although I would highly recommend you check it out, it's a lot of fun. 358/2 Days was another example of those like trying not to get caught in school while playing with my friends during class, because multiplayer Organization 13 was a ton of fun for me. Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were the last Pokemon games I honestly invested so much time into. Sure, Black and White and their sequels were great, but personally after Platinum came out, I just couldn't get into Pokemon the same way I used to. Keeping up with all the new Pokemon as well as the new game features became so much for me, but Diamond and Pearl was such a great part of my life. I easily invested over 500 hours into both Diamond and Pearl. That was like one of the duo games I played so much. No other game besides maybe like Smash Brothers have taken up so much of my time in recent years. Diamond and Pearl were just like literally middle school for me. Come to think of it, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl were actually the reasons why I bought my Nintendo DS Lite in the first place. As a kid, I didn't pick up the original DS, we didn't really have money to get one, but once Diamond and Pearl came out, I had to pick up a DS, so that's why I got my DS Lite. And come to think of it now, that's the reason why we're making this list, because I actually had a DS Lite as a kid. If it wasn't for Diamond and Pearl, this video probably wouldn't have existed. So that's why Pokemon Diamond and Pearl hold a very special place in my heart. The World Ends With You is an action RPG made by the same team that brought us Kingdom Hearts. The game takes place in the Shibuya district of Tokyo, and has you take on the role of a boy named Niku who's extremely antisocial. In The World Ends With You, Niku and some newly formed allies are thrown into a game called the Reaper's Game that determine their future. While everyday life goes on in Tokyo, the dead or the players of the Reaper's Game are transported to an alternate world called the Underground, where they offer some something sacred to them in order to play the game. The winners of these games are brought back to life in the normal world or are lifted to a much higher ranking of spiritual existence. The combat was just so unique in this game. It literally took up both screens of the DS as well as every little thing of the DS. You had to use the buttons, you had to use the touchscreen, you even had to use the microphone. It used every little thing possible of the DS, and it just kept me amazed at just playing this RPG. The story was unique, the combat was enticing, and even the art style very much mimicked the look and design of Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memories, or Chain of Memories on the Game Boy, which goes to show that it was developed by the same team. It was a very unique RPG with a very interesting story that caught my attention as a kid, which was pretty surprising because as a kid I wasn't too into RPGs outside of Pokemon and Kingdom Hearts. So the fact that this game even got me to buy it and play it told me a lot about what I thought about it and how I thought it was a very awesome game. Even nowadays, it's a fun game to just go back and try out. And if you don't have a DS, I believe it's also out on Android. I'm not sure about Android, but I know for a fact that it's on iOS and worth checking out. So if you have a DS or if you have an iOS device, go check out The World Ends With You. It's an amazing experience that I highly recommend. And those are my personal 5 favorite Nintendo DS games of all time. I highly recommend you check these out. They're really fun to play. I highly enjoyed them as a kid, even now as an adult. If you guys have your own recommendations for DS games, let me know in the comment section below. If you feel like being awesome, you can go ahead and drop a like on the video and share it on your social network feeds, as it really helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate it, so thank you. If you guys want to keep up to date with me off of YouTube, all my social network links as well as my gaming usernames are in the description below. My name is Luis Alamilla from GvN, and thank you guys very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.